Now we're ready. Yes. New spell? No, I don't remember what it was. It wasn't telepathy though. He's had that one forever. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh, they wanted to go to meet the High Evolutionary. Yeah, no one's allowed to visit Counter Earth. And he warned you. You guys made it all the way onto the planet before the shuttles. Oh, you mean there were fighters that were scrambled after you guys got detected when you were in the atmosphere, and they came after you. They then started shooting at the spaceship that had to make evasive maneuvers, and then they scrambled fighters to go get them. Uh, Animate? No, was that not it? Newman. No, Valkyrie went through dreams and pulled everybody there except for Miss Amazing. So everybody's on Counter Earth, and you guys are underground in the Resistance base, I believe, except for Daybreak and Autopsy, who are flying towards New York. Additionally to all that, Valkyrie had like an incident in Boston where she'd failed to save the mayor. He died, so she moved. She moved over. Autopsy gave a big speech and a spiel about instructions and what was they were likely to face, kind of preparing you for Counter Earth. Aaron studied. Benny had a conversation with Clea, got his magic sword taken away from him because it has the soul of Doctor Strange in it, and he said, I might be going out on a mission that'll get us killed, and I might lose Doctor Strange's swords forever or whatever. And she was like, no. And took the sword away from him after mind controlling him because he was going to resist to turning it over. So while that was going, it was really only a couple days I think you guys had free. Um, Yeah. So yeah, it was about a week. When you were landed on Earth, the Benny was chased by four Animen or Newmen. I keep calling him Animen, but I think that's the bad guy from the Superman comics. Um, and Animen. No, Animen were the bad guys that fought the. Oh yeah, they fought the X Men and stuff. And they fought the Daredevil. I remember these guys. Yeah, there they are. This is what the Animen look like. There you go. Just so you guys know that they're where I'm getting why I keep getting confused. You'll notice one of those is your arch nemesis Daybreak. Yes. Dragonfly. No, your true arch nemesis. Yes. Well, she has outwitted you and managed to commit her various crimes in your company multiple times. If only. She's just the superior villain. Alright. Yes, the Newmen have four of their leadership who captured Benny. They were the Knights of Wundagore. Um, so, also, Daybreak and Autopsy fought a giant robot that they escaped from because it blasted them away, and then they made a run for it. Escaping the guy seems like they could fly a lot faster than the robot can. Um, and yeah, there you guys go. You are on Counter Earth. Delilah and Pangea, you guys are underground in the sewers with a large number of human resistance fighters. Um, and Daybreak, you are getting carried by Autopsy as you fly back uh, towards New York, which is because you all have kind of communication devices built into your suits, which can no longer connect to the space station, but they can connect to each other. The range is probably about 1,000 miles, maybe 500 to 1,000. So a a long distance range, but not necessarily enough uh, to reach into outer space, obviously. And Aaron. Everybody is there except for Miss Amazing. Because somebody had to fall asleep on the space station, on the spaceship, so that they could teleport you, so that they could be dream walked through. All right. What do you guys want to do? You guys are probably 10 minutes away. There is no answer as Benny has forced himself to, or has been made to pass out and is currently sleeping. So, but you did get communications with him that he was like, I've gone underground or something with the humans. I would say that's probably the last communication you got. Okay. Um, what do you guys want to do? Underground people. They are actually okay. So here's what I should describe the scene a little bit more. So as you all kind of uh, put your hand on the shoulder or touching somebody else who has the hand on the shoulder of Valkyrie, she then like pulls you forward and you disappear into like the dream dimension. You walk through this dream realm, through this woman's, through Miss Amazing's dreams and out into the dream dimension, of which you are aware of. It's a crazy psychedelic realm of mayhem and confusion. A place is easy to be lost for the rest of eternity within. She walks pretty confidently through there, and you stick close to each other and pass through these areas as you exit into another dream, another strange dream of Benny Best like fighting uh, a bunch of these strange new men, animal-looking humanoids who seem to have just had him captured. It seems to be somewhat of a dream, somewhat of a nightmare here, and he she walks through the dream undisturbing Benny, and all of you exit the dream through almost like a gate, a portal of sorts, and then you arrive outside. Um, Outside of where Benny is sleeping, which is a small like room, and there's the like kind of an older style sewer block kind of look, like you see the brick, almost like the gray brick sewers that you see in comic books a lot. And there's he's laying on a little cot in this damp, dark area. There's a stench of sewage nearby, and that's where you're at. It's a little cramped with everybody in here. Uh, Aaron will kind of jostle over to the side as you say that. And Pangea, Valkyrie. Hey, Valkyrie's here. You guys are in the sewer that Benny is resting unconscious in. Uh, you hear a little bit of a bustle outside the door. The door seems to be just some sort of half rotted planks that have been pressed up to cover an opening. They're kind of tilted off to the side. Benny is in there. Nobody else is within there. You hear some people outside discussing what's going on. Or they're talking. You can't really hear them easily. There's running water and it's a bit echoey. Daybreak isn't here. So we've got two groups, right? We got Daybreak, Group 1, Group 2. There we go. That should be everybody, right? Oh yeah, Delilah. Look, it was there the whole time. Benny is resting soundly. Aaron kind of looks over to the side, sees you, Delilah, as you were about to say something. And he says, "Daybreak's not here," and he moves over towards the door to see if he can look out it without being caught. So, Alex, you're there in the room with Delilah, and Valkyrie, you're in the room with Delilah. Valkyrie, Pangea. You're in a little like alcove that has one opening that leads out into what you smell to be the real sewer. Well, you have there seems to be people talking outside, which is why I did not just throw you out there. Depending on how you want to approach this. Yes. You can go, Valkyrie. You can creep up to the door. Aaron's like this, and he's like, I just don't know what they're saying. As he looks back at you, he's like, he just raises his hands. So you walk up to the door. You can roll an intuition roll. So you just go into the general chat, type /roll, and if you're on a computer, it'll autofill to message, and you type 1D100. And if you're not on a computer, ask Alex. He's an expert of that at this point. Ah, I thought you had to type the whole thing out or something. Marie, Valkyrie, you gonna do? Oh, are you doing the forward slash or the backslash? The one under the question mark key. Seven. Are you in the? They should. They're blocked in all of the ones except for general chat. Okay. Do that. I just sent you a message with what you have to do, and then it should be 1D100. If you just Control V, Control C, copy, and then Control V, and then 1D100, it should go in. Dang it. I wonder why it doesn't work for you. All right. Do you want who do you want to designate to roll for you, and while you figure that out? Well, can you see the bot in the channel? Hmm. All right, 29. What's your intuition? I sent it to Rebecca with the updated karma amounts. If you need it, or you can go to Obsidian Portal here. The link is in the supplements Obsidian, and then if you scroll all the way up to the top, it should be. Oh wait, it's not in there. Look at that. That should be in there. She is. She just doesn't have a picture. Should be right at the top. Yep. Yep. Stats are there. I think they need to be updated, but. Oh, look, you have body armor. I don't remember having that on your sheet. So, 29. You have a good. So under supplements Obsidian, you'll see the chart right at the top. And so good is that's a white. So as you're standing there, you're listening, but all you can hear is kind of Charlie Brown kind of talk, and then like the Charlie Brown adults, and then they sounds like they go their separate ways, and there doesn't sound like there's anybody out front. No. Yep. Hey, Jordan. Yep. Sounds good. So, okay. So Valkyrie, you just look back at everybody and says, "Can't hear anything. They're gone." And what do you guys want to do? All right, who's taking the lead? Pangea is. Okay. Pangea, as you push to the side, pick up and push to the side of the wood, you take a step forward, and you and a guy standing right next to the doorway look at each other in shock as he quickly draws his rifle and he says, "Ah, we're under attack!" and starts to fire at you. All right, roll intuition then. Nice roll. All right, so what's your intuition? Okay, that's a yellow. So you throw your heat aura up, and but you see laser fire come from the gun, and they shoot at you. As you have, but thankfully you have your heat aura up, which dissipates some of the energy blasts that strike you in the chest for 50 points of damage. So, with that, you would look at your uh, yeah. So your heat aura is 40 versus energy, and then your armor skin is 35 versus energy, so you take no damage as you're blasted in the chest. Um, and they look at you and they go, "Ah, there's some sort of new man here! Everybody, come on!" And you hear a bunch of people running this way as he tries to stumble backwards. And as you're looking out, you see that there is like a small area around the main part of the sewer. You know, there's the sewage running down the middle, and then there is like kind of a walkway right around the edge of it. He backs up along that walkway, continuing to fire at you uselessly. Everybody else, you hear massive laser blasts start to fire down the tunnel, and you see them strike against Pangea, and he's just going, "Ah, shit, dang, ow, stop that." Um, as the stone melts underneath of him and the walls start to melt, and Delilah's like wincing as she tries to get in close enough to shout around the corner. He's like, "I'm," Pangea just turns back and raises up his arms, like, "What's going on?" So yes, Delilah, make a personality roll. That's too loud. Nice. You gotta get the you gotta get the bad rolls out on somebody, and I guess today. Okay, he looks at you, and as you're saying that, you see like six more guys run down the tunnel, all laser guns at the ready. One person was carrying some sort of laser-looking bazooka, like some crazy-looking bazooka thing, and he looks back and he goes, hold up," and the guy comes forward. He's kind of a rugged, middle-aged looking man with blonde hair and wearing big goggles. He comes up to you and he says, he starts to walk back up to Pangea with his gun at the ready. "Hey, you're human. What are you all doing here?" And he looks at Pangea again, and he looks like he's about to pull the trigger, but he hesitates as he sees that Pangea is not really doing anything. Uh, your heat aura dissipates, and Daybreak or Delilah, you're able to walk past him without being burnt. Valkyrie, you can step out too, and Aaron follows up behind, and they're like, "Oh, there's a bunch of them. Where? How'd you all get in here?" He looks at you all and he says, uh, he like puts his hand up as everybody's like setting up weapons to just blast you all, and he says, "Yeah, how did you all get in here? This is not the sort of place you can wander in, and especially since that one's a dead end." As he points the gun off to the side of the room that you came out of. I would say you would probably. I think it's got to stay on the spaceship. Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's kind of stuck out there, right? The spaceship is dead in the water, as you know. It has operational guns, but it can't even move anymore. And you have probably limited time for the life support to continue working. Aaron goes, I don't know. We came to Benny, wherever he was. He just got said he got hurt and was being taken by some humans. And they look at each other. The one that was escaping from the knights. Yeah, we. He's a human, and he was on the run from the knights, so we grabbed him. He looked pretty beat up. Who are all of you? Who are all of you? Are you members of the? Are you agents for the High Evolutionary? Make a Delilah. I guess you're the one speaking for the group. Make a roll. Okay. He slings the gun over his shoulder, puts his hand down, and walks forward to shake your hand. He comes up to Pangea first, and he says, "I'm sorry about that. What? You just scared me a little bit. Don't usually see rock monsters down here in the sewers. What's your name?" Uh, it's a weird name for a person. Uh, I'm Daniel Bromley. Who are the rest of you all? Nods, shakes your hand, and he says, "These are the rebels. What's your name, young lady in the back?" And, yeah, he's like, okay. Waves back. And Aaron like reaches up, takes off his helmet, and he looks completely because Aaron in the whole time was like masking his face over and over, and you took his helmet off a lot. He takes off his helmet. It looks like a a regular person, but a person you've never seen it before, even on all those trips. And he's like, I'm Ronald Thompson. He's like, pleasure to meet you. And he's like, as he puts it back on, he goes, I usually go by Aaron when I'm wearing the helmet. He's like, well, if you don't seem like the type that work for the High Evolutionary, why don't you come with us and we'll show you around? Okay. Uh, he looks over at a redheaded woman. He says, Karen, can you go in there and take a look at our guest, see if he's okay? Well, I'll show the rest of these lot around the base. I mean, they're in here already. There's not a lot we can do about it at this point. And, I got a good feeling about them. Nothing much we can do but take a risk. And Karen shrugs her shoulders, walks in, and the rest of you are walked down the narrow sewer path. And then there's like another larger opening, and they've built like a bunch of like wooden paths over top of like a cistern, and there's like a big sort of like seating area set up where a lot of people are just kind of associating. There seems to be somewhere between 50 and 100 rebels down here as you've walked through a number of the tunnels. So it's a pretty large group for what you were expecting. And they are quite heavily armed. Uh, None of you are particularly good with science. Pangea, do you have a science skill? Yeah. Okay. What's the highest reason in the group? Well, why don't you just tell me what they? Yeah, you are a genius. You're like literally a genius. So yeah, Delilah, I believe he does. So Delilah, why don't you? Does anybody? What does everybody else have? Valkyrie, and Pangea. Good. Yes. No. So you just are lucky to be running a successful business. Well, when you got that kind of power, I guess it helps a lot, right? I mean, it's basically a guarantee. All right. So, yeah, roll it, Delilah. Okay, yeah, they've got a ton of tech down here that all seems pretty sophisticated to you, but it's like flashing lights and doodads and uh, bop it, twist it. What are those called? Pop it, yeah, bop it's to you. Yeah, yeah. Before I was not allowed to go in there. This is what a gadgeteer's office used to look like. Daniel kind of comes over and asks some people to clear the table and offers to sit down. He says, "Hey, come over here." And you see a guy who's wrapped up in a bunch of bandages and wearing some sunglasses walk over. And he says, Daniel says, this is Git Hoskins. Yeah, here, Git Hoskins. All right, Daniel Bromley. It is not. Yeah, you do. I'm glad somebody does. Did you watch this cartoon as a kid? Oh man, I loved it. There you go. It's from Spider-Man Unlimited, which I've recommended to a lot of you to watch. So you what? Sure. Sure, if you don't want to leave your fate in James's hands. uh, so yeah, he sits down. Karen O'Malley comes in, sits down next to you all, and he says, "So, who are you? Why, if you're working with that guy who's still passed out in there, I mean, you must not be on the side of the High Evolutionary. So what's going on here? Why don't I know of you?" Aaron's like, "Okay, we're from outer space. We're here." we're we're here. He continues. We're here to to get some information from the High Evolutionary. We think he knows where a guy named Adam Warlock is, and we want to take one of his magic rocks from him. And Daniel just kind of looks at you guys like, "What?" And he says, "Well, there's that's going to be tough. Um, the Knights of Wundagore are difficult enough by themselves, but to get anything from the High Evolutionary, you're going to have to go into his tower. And honestly, we've never even faced or thrown down with the High Evolutionary. I don't know what that would be like. There was this there was this one time where this purple guy showed up, and we saw the High Evolutionary kind of in space with him. But other than that, I don't, I don't think I've seen him in action. Yeah, I mean he's been here as long as I can remember. But he runs the place and has set it up so that the Newmen are in charge of everything. And they are kind of his favorites. They get everything they ever want, and the humans are trapped down here as the underclass. We're mistreated and left to live in the slums as and I can't do much of anything. Kind of have our own little life down here, but it's at the whims and the constant policing of the Newman forces. I mean, I assume the High Evolutionary is doing it. Everybody knows he's in charge, but honestly, I've never really seen him do anything. Yeah, sure. Karen just kind of looks at you all like, not so sure. Um, I want to. Well, one thing before you talk, go any further. I want you all to make a. Oh wait, I sent you a link for the soundtrack, but we'll change that. I want you all to make a reason roll for kind of identifying what he was talking about earlier when he described his one time where he saw him. Unless anybody knows right off the bat. Okay. 84, nice. Okay, that's a white. And James, that was a what for you? Okay. James, Delilah, you don't really know much of what he's talking about, but Valkyrie, you have an eye. You're wondering what you're wondering if what he's talking about is the same thing that you know of from kind of conversations you heard in Asgard. Um, and if you want to get, if you maybe if you asked him to describe that person the High Evolutionary fought with again, you would be able to confirm your suspicions if you're interested. Yeah, I mean, we could see him here from the ground. It's just the High Evolutionary was there in his whole get up. You know, normally he doesn't wear much of his helmet or anything, but he had his whole helmet on and his all of his armor stuff that he wears sometimes. I guess that's the only time I've really seen him in it. And then there was this big purple guy there too. He had like blue on his armor and wore kind of like a skirt thing, and had these weird like sharp points off the side of his head. Uh, he looked kind of like this. Yeah, and Valkyrie, you're like, oh, that's Galactus. And if you guys don't know who Galactus is, you yourselves, Galactus is like the cosmic world eater. He travels across the whole universe and devours planets, and can wipe out solar systems with the wave of his hand. Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, while you guys contemplate your response to that, Autopsy and Daybreak, you guys have landed in New York, and you're kind of you fly in, and as you do, you see the upper parts of the buildings. They're like this magnificent utopian like society, gleaming, glistening, perfectly clean flying cars. It's like Coruscant, basically from the Star Wars movies. You know where they fight on the jumping down, where Boba Fett fights Obi Wan. And then you guys drop down below the cloud level, or the smog level, you're not sure what it is, and you see a dirty, dingy 1990s style New York City that these buildings have been built on top of. And at the ground level and living there, shaded and from any direct sunlight, are the a large number of humans that operate and live in the city. All dirty and dingy, living in a shanty town or a slum, essentially. Um, your radios, if you try to make contact now, you can. The group will hear you. So, but let's let Delilah go with what she was saying. So Delilah was saying, "What are we gonna do?" Basically, Pangea, Valkyrie. I hadn't really thought that far. But I figure we're gonna have to probably rob him. I don't think we're gonna be able to talk to him. He tried to shoot us down a lot. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Plenty of time. Yeah, plenty of time. Successfully? Yeah, sure. Surely I have. I just don't recall this particular moment. And he says, "Well, yeah. I guess you're still talking amongst yourself, so nobody says anything." Aaron's like, "Mm-hmm." He nods his head, yes. Pangea, Valkyrie, what are you guys thinking? Er- Aaron says, "Well, just to put this on there too. We are probably going to be trapped here too if we don't get to the ship before it is out of life support. In which case, my other apprentice will probably die. So that's a concern. Just want to, yeah, we don't want that one down." He says, "So the reality stone. You kind of, Delilah. You should have paid more." He says, "Delilah, you should have paid more attention in the whole briefing that Autopsy gave us. But yeah, it's a magical stone that can reshape reality to the whims of the user." Yeah, it was a stretch, I think, when we signed up for this. But I knew, but Ralph is having a real tough time, so I was, I'm on board. And then if you guys want to chime in over the radio at this point, like be like, "Hey, anybody there?" He's like, Aaron goes, hello? I'm going to pass you over to Valkyrie. We're having, oh, never mind. Oh, here we go. I'm going to pass you over to Valkyrie. You talk to her. We were having a bit of an issue with coming up with what to do now. We are trapped in the sewers. Valkyrie, you are the communicator now. He hands you the earpiece. Valkyrie, you relay to him that Benny passed out, so you could do dream travel like the plan was already. And you tell him that the ship is real badly damaged. Daniel, actually, Karen comes over. Hey, who are you guys talking to? Are you giving away our position right now? As she like grabs her gun. The one with the spear didn't introduce herself. What's going on? Right laser gun. Hey, he can't hear me talking? Because I, yeah, I mean, don't tell him where you're at. What do you mean you're trying to meet the High Evolutionary? Daniel, come over here. Get everybody. I told you these people couldn't be trusted. See, they're Daniel. They're trying to meet up with the High Evolutionary. I told you they were spies, and a bunch of guns are like leveled at you all. Give us the. She puts her hand out and says, "Give me the device." Takes it. Who are you? Yeah. Who are you? Nobody. Yeah. Who are you? Are you working with the High Evolutionary? Uh, she looks around. I'll share. Who's that? Uh, no, she never did. I don't think. She just asked where her horse was. And she goes, "Okay, you know what? We're gonna." And he goes out. Yeah. You uh, it shows like uh, a code block opens up. Insert the coordinates and the data needed to track. You figure it out. You also have linguistics, so you kind of understand code, like computer programming innately. So you start to put something in, but nothing comes up. It's like somebody destroyed the communication device. Daybreak has one, and Benny has one. Daybreak has one, and Benny has one. Yeah. Uh, Telepathically, you hear a voice in your head from Aaron. He's like, "Hey, we're in a tight spot now. They after hearing you talk to Valkyrie, they think we're spies for the High Evolutionary." So he does this. You have to touch your head, yeah. So the human rebels have taken us and are holding us in the a cell now. And meanwhile, we flash back, and you guys are have been walked into that room with Benny and sat down there while they try to decide what to do with you. Yeah. Or he's just sleeping now because he looks perfectly fine. So, now everybody who's in quote unquote sewer prison, what do you guys want to do? He tells you that they're in the sewer and that he doesn't know how to get here because they teleported in through dreams. Okay. Valkyrie. Uh, so when you guys come in, when make a somebody make an agility roll who wants to snag Benny's comm without making it obvious. Nice. It's pretty rare talent. Make the roll. Okay. Pangea looks around, doesn't see anybody around as you're looking through the place, and as he walks over, he starts to pull the thing from Benny's ear and put it around behind his back. He looks back for a second, and he looks right in the eyes of Daniel Bromley, who sees him holding the communication piece and sliding it behind his back. And he goes, puts his hand out. He doesn't get that reference. Do you hand it over, or were you going to get in a firefight? Pangea, it's your choice. He's right next to you. Puts his hand out. You got to make the decision. You don't have time to talk. You don't have pockets. Oh, you have like I thought you were just the naked rock guy. Oh, you have the business suit on? Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, that melted. Yeah, that's true. You know what? Sure, you just reach down and you mold the rock on your body to like form a little pocket. You put it in there and then you close the rock. Yeah. And he goes, "Get him." As he steps back in there, just an array of laser fire come in. Everybody, you can dodge, but you have a minus 5 CS. Yes. Though it may burn 2 people. Don't the heat aura is yeah. Make a dodge roll, everybody. I want you to actually make 3 of them. So yes, you can, Delilah. Okay. Uh, how much is the protection of that? Okay. Okay. Make everybody. I still need you to make 3 dodge rolls, but the first one won't do very much damage to you if you fail it. Actually, I don't know why I rolled those. It should just be okay. So James, you got okay. James, what'd you get? Or Delilah? Okay. Pangea, did you put up the aura? Okay. Uh, so there's Valkyrie, Aaron, and Delilah in there with you. Oh, and Benny. Delilah and Aaron get hit by your heat aura. Delilah, you take 10 points of damage. Okay. And then Pangea, what'd you get? And that's a green or a yellow or the first one? Agility. Oh wait, you have a minus 5 CS. Did you still get green, yellow, green? Because you're in a tiny room. Yes. Let's make it -4. It's usually multiples of 2. So, okay. What is your rank normally? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. So, okay. Valkyrie. Oh no. Okay, remember these are energy attacks. So with the -4 to your agility, Valkyrie. Marie. Oh, it's still yellow. It was a -4. Okay. Okay, and then somebody, James, roll for Aaron 3 times. Oh, Speed's here! Hey, you guys have you guys have met the rebels. You talked to them. You guys did. Delilah did really good, ingratiating yourselves to them, and then you guys started having a communication device over there, a conversation, and then they leaned into the misinterpretation really hard, which has resulted you to being put into a cell, quote unquote, and then under heavy guard. And then Pangea flubbed the roll to hide the communication device that Autopsy was tracking. So he very suspiciously slid it into his pocket after refusing to turn it over to your rebel captors. Um, you especially made some comments about wanting to communicate with the High Evolutionary that put you on the bad list of the rebels. So you're about to get shot. You're hiding in a. You're trying to dodge. You have a -4 to your agility. Roll for 3 times. Yes, because you're in a small room with 5 other people. Yeah, and you got burnt, by the way, for 10 points of damage. Okay, white. I assume that's a white too. And a yellow. Okay. So, Delilah, you forgo. Actually, I guess you forgo your first action, your first dodge, to put up the shield for everybody. Okay? And you throw it up, and then the laser fire comes in and it just incinerates the shield. It goes, shh, and you're like, uh oh. And then, boom, Delilah, you get hit for 70 points of damage. Um, Pangea, you get hit for oh wait, not 70. You get hit for the full, but you raised it to uncanny, so that would be 25 points of damage thanks to your shield on the first one. Uh and then Pangea, you get hit for 35, so nothing because of your aura. Valkyrie, you get hit by no wait. Yeah. No, Pangea, you get hit for nothing. Valkyrie, you get hit for 15. Uh Aaron, you get hit for 25. Okay? That goes into your shield. Yep. And then you've already taken 10 from Pangea, hitting you with his heat aura. Then more laser fire comes in. Delilah, you duck to the ground, but some of them strike you in the back for 35 points of damage. Pangea, you throw up a rock wall and kind of shuffle back against the wall as it cracks underneath the blows. You take no damage. Valkyrie, you use your super speed to dart off to the left, but some of them strike you in the shoulder for 35 points of energy damage. Aaron, you're just stunned as you get blasted over and over and get thrown all over the place for 70 points of damage. Then Delilah, as you like are blasted a couple times, you like rolled backwards into the bed, and you get blasted a couple more times for 35 more points of damage. Pangea, your rock wall crumbles and more laser fire hits you for 70 points of damage, minus your aura, which I think barely hurts you. Then Valkyrie, you get blasted for 70 points of damage as some of them see you in the corner and just shoot at you. Aaron, you throw up a magical telekinesis up some of his rock walls and block most of the blows, refraining from any more damage. As Benny is just filled full of laser holes, and he goes boom, 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 and he smashes against the wall, and he looks probably dead again. Okay. And then uh, Pangea, did you take any damage? Your skin armor is one rank lower against energy. So you should be 40 versus energy, so 35. So yeah, you have to take 75. You have 75 energy resistance. So you took no damage. So the communication device is working, and Daybreak Autopsy, Alexi, after you recode it again, it takes you a couple minutes, has tracked them down and showing their location. Okay? You guys start to fly over that way. You at this point you see them lining up and they putting that big bazooka in the thing, and they're like, take down the High Evolutionaries positions. We gotta abandon this base, but we gotta make sure they're taken out before we go, or we'll not be safe. Okay. Roll. Roll. What? One of you guys on the. No, you know what? You guys go first. The people getting blasted. B team. What do you guys want to do? We'll start with Marie. What do you want to do? I'm just going to go down the list. How are you still conscious? Okay, so rough going. Yeah, they're reloading to fire at you again. Yeah. 1 second. Let Marie go first. Valkyrie. There's like 20 of them out there, so yeah, you could definitely hit one pretty easily. Okay. Do you want to just stay in this room, or are you trying to move, or what? Okay. So you take your bow and arrow, shoot. Roll for multiple attacks too, by the way. Yes, that's a yellow for sure. Nice. I just saw that. Okay, so you jump out around the corner, shoot an arrow, it shoots through their gun, explodes, one of them goes knocking back, and then the second arrow fires in, it misses as some of them drop to the ground and fire back at you. Okay, Pangea. Sewer. Go for it. Yeah, that's a no. Yellow. Okay, you throw up your hand, you take two of them, and boom, smash them together with the geoforce. They crumple to the ground. Uh, Autopsy, Daybreak. You guys fly in and you approach where you believe the sewer entrance to be. They are somewhere below you. Roll agility. It's got to be autopsy for both of you. He's Unless you were running this whole time, in which case you're back in like New Jersey. Cause you, well, okay, then you'd still be back in New Jersey. You fly at like half the speed. It's agility. Okay, you're staying low, and but you see that there are a number of these robots that you faced before, like operating as like police units in the lower parts of the city. And for a second, you look right at one and you think it sees you, but you quickly duck back, wrapping yourself in shadows, and have to hold for a second before you take an action as they are standing around. Three of them are standing around in this near this alleyway that you need to go through. So you did not get caught, but you are you have to hold for a little bit, or you could bust down through the ground and make a big scene if you'd like. They will, yeah, sure, yeah. You set up a little shadow guy, and they like, hey, what's that? And they're like, what is that? And then they start to walk over towards it. But you'll still be out for this round. Aaron, you're up. Okay. They have high evolutionary weapons. They look, for all intents and purposes, to be normal. Except for the guy in bandages. He's wearing all bandages, which is obviously suspicious. Okay. Do you want Delilah to go while you're figuring this out? Go, Delilah. 17. Aaron got hurt a little bit too, I think, right? They were. They were all energy. Okay. So he's okay. Okay. The teleport spell can take one person, right? Is that right? Okay. Okay, so you and Valkyrie land in the alleyway, and as you do, you see a little black shadow thing running past you, and you look forward, and there are robots, three large robots running your way. Uh, make it make an agility roll to hide. Valkyrie, Valkyrie, make a roll too. I hope that 15 isn't what you rolled, Valkyrie. Oh no! Oh no! A one. Oh, okay, okay, that's good. So you got Delilah got a one. So let's see if you can beat that. Yep. Or you can default to your hyperspeed. You can use hyperspeed if you'd like too. Okay. So Valkyrie sees them and then dips over and like quickly opens up the lid of a dumpster and pulls it down over top of herself, but stops right at the last second and goes "Eek," and shuts it very quietly as she disappears. Delilah, you're like, and you lean up against the wall just and like pull up a trash bag and try to squat down behind it, and then robots go, "Human, you are not permitted to be here. These areas under suspicion of being rebels. You come with us, Delilah." All right, you put your hands out and they chunk chunk clap two manacles on you that are like bound together, and then they uh, one of them grabs hold of you and throws you over its shoulder, and then one of their legs turns to rockets, and they go and shoot up into the air very quickly. um, Autopsy, Daybreak, you both see this happen. Meanwhile, underground, Aaron, what are you doing? Okay. Woo-woo. Okay. Um, what is vapor sleep? I guess right. Okay, and the what do they do against that? Is there a roll or anything? What's it opposed by? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how. Gotta look that one up. An endurance feat to roll or fall asleep, and is it? Alright. All right. What did you said? Amazing. So you can put it in the area outside of the room you're in. Yep. So yeah, but lower ranks it affects you. Area. Okay. So they most of them just start to go "Ugh," and like bonk and fall to the ground asleep. Daniel Bromley, however, raises his gun. He says, "What did you do?" And he actually doesn't raise his gun. He jumps over to the side and pulls up the laser cannon. Bromley, the one of the rebel leaders. Yeah, he. You've made. Let's see. There were 17 of them. 16 of them have now passed out, and then the other three are unconscious. So there's one guy left. He goes, "We need backup. We need to run. We can't win here." And you see people running down the hallway this way, and he loads that laser cannon. You used dimensional spell. So he puts this thing up and he goes, pulls the trigger and he goes, and a giant laser blast shoots forward. But you realize he wasn't aiming for you guys. He hits the tunnel up above and he goes, and it collapses down on top of you all. You guys take 70 points of damage, I'd say, because that's a lot of weight. As it and autopsy daybreak, you see a giant sinkhole appear and the robots instantly turn over and start walking over that way. As a whole section of the road and the alleys and some of the buildings collapse in on a massive sinkhole. Everybody takes 70. If 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 you have a strength of um of nobody in there has a high strength. Never mind. Um, Pangea, however, controls stone, right? So Pangea, you can make a Earth control roll or your Geoforce roll, and if you get a yellow or higher, no, if you get a red, no damage. If you get a yellow, it'll be half damage. If you get a green or a white, it's full. You're not, but you can have a. If you get a green, you make an opening where you guys are not actually buried in there, but you still got hit. Okay, so you pull everybody in after it collapses as you instantly feel everything out, and you all still take 70 points of damage minus any physical body armor, and then he has you buried under this rubble, um, probably over 100 tons of rubble. Okay. Uh, Aaron, you took the blast. You're okay, right? Just a little bit of damage. Okay, Pangea, you got probably a little bit, right? And Benny's looking real bad. He's crushed and he's like a mush. Plus, he has a bunch of laser holes in him. Uh, so yeah, yeah, he'll be. You scoop him up and put him on like a rock as he starts to heal. Uh, okay. Valkyrie, you watch you watch Daybreak or Delilah get whisked away. Autopsy, your communicator, your Alexi points to the rubble as that is the spot where it is. Wait, how much damage did you take, Pangea? How much damage did you take? 30? Okay, so we're going to just put the damage as a percentage chance that the device gets broken. Okay, so if it's 70 or higher, it's broken. No, it's fine in your rock pocket. Okay. So, what do you guys want to do? Yeah. Okay, so the shadow golem is your the shadow golem is your focus. You can't make attacks with your normal swarm, right? But you can pull out rubble and pick somebody up, like simple stuff like that is fine. Yep. Okay. Um, Marie's gone. Is she out for now? Okay. Uh, okay. She did say she would have to be gone at like 3:30, so um, she's going to try to pursue uh Delilah and save you. Uh, Autopsy. Daybreak. Let's start with you then. Actually, sorry, wait. Aaron, Pangea, do you guys want to do anything? You don't know that, but yes. Uh, what's your telepathy rank? Okay. He hears you and he's like, damn, they're in my head. Uh, who are you? No. And then you hear him like panting as he like drags somebody away. His mind, you kind of briefly read what he's thinking, and he's like, oh gosh, got everybody out of here. All right. Pangea and is continuing to hold the thing. Do you want to start clearing the rubble out immediately? It can be, yeah. Okay, well, you don't know that anybody's about to move rubble. Yeah. So, I mean, you did use your telepathy this round, but you could try to reach back out to Autopsy. You know he's in the vicinity. So, okay, Pangea, you're going to continue holding your dome opening so everybody doesn't get crushed, correct? Okay, and Valkyrie, I said you were going to chase after Delilah. Is that good, or do you want to do something else? Okay, so Daybreak, you're first since yours is the most crucial action here. They turn and they say, "Database active. This is high priority target. Eliminate." And then they raise up their hands to blast you away. All right. Okay, so you're gonna light blast them. So you got a green and a yellow, white and white. Okay, so you shoot two blasts straight into their chest as a giant like explosion erupts. It clears, and you see that there's like a scorch mark in its chest, and it looks a little damaged, but it keeps it raises the hand up still. It's quite loud as you just shot a blast capable of leveling a small building. Yeah, that's what I just said. So that was okay. Boom, boom. Autopsy. What do you want your golem to do? There is no tunnel. There's just a giant sinkhole. That's the location Alexi is pointing you to. It's under all of the rubble. Okay, as you go back down there and you start lifting tons of rubble out of the way, you look back, expecting that the robots would have noticed you, and the robots do not seem to notice you, but you have attracted some attention from human onlookers who are peeking out of their windows and looking out. Yes. You pull off your mask or something? Okay. The robots raise their hand, and then a cold air aura emits, blanketing all of the area and out to the street. As you are pulling that mask back down, you see like 5 or 6 people get flash frozen. Um, you guys need to roll to dodge. Actually, no. I need you to make endurance. I need you to make endurance rolls. An endurance roll, yeah. What is your endurance ranks? Okay. Daybreak. What's your endurance? Okay. You can't resist this. And you are. You take 60 points of damage, and are frozen. Yep. Yep. No, minus your true invulnerability. So, which is what? Remarkable. Excellent. So you go 30 damage. Okay, and then you're frozen for 9 rounds. You can make an endurance rank check every round to break free. Okay, but the second robot walks up to you, and uh, the second robot walks up to you, and here's its attacks. Reaches forward and grabs hold of you and electrocutes you for 60 points of damage. All right, what did you want to do autopsy with your golem? Autopsy? What's your endurance? I forgot to do that. Okay, so yeah, green is not good enough, so you are frozen as well uh, for 4 rounds, and you take 60 points of damage, and your golem takes 60 points of. Make a roll for your golem. Okay, so he needs a yellow too, like you did. Yeah, I put a bunch of mine in folders and made it a lot easier to navigate. You want somebody to roll for you? Go for it, Speed. 69 on amazing is a yellow. It does not freeze over, and it takes 30 points of damage, which means it's still conscious. And you can control it even though you are otherwise stunned. What did you want to do with it? Okay, it turns, looks back at Daybreak as you see her like grabbed by the hand of the giant robot. And it's like you see tons of voltage coursing through her body as her frozen form kind of shakes to the point of you're afraid it would break. It rushes over, grabs you, and then dips around the corner. Well, you can make an endurance roll next round. Okay, Marie Valkyrie, you are kind of running up the side of the building using your super speed, like you're not gonna able to maintain this pace for very long. So then you push off and you kind of jump to one of the window ledges, and you got your spear in the hand, one hand holding onto the window ledge. It's flying up very quickly though. You're gonna lose it if you don't catch it now. Delilah, you are on its back, hands chained up, and as you try to pull against it, there is literally no give. There is no hope of you breaking through these cuffs, and you don't even think your personal. You'd have a better chance ripping your arms off than you would of being able to break these with your telekinesis. So yeah. Unless Valkyrie, are you trying to hide or not? So I don't think you can see her, Delilah. She's looking like she's ready to pounce on this thing. As she coughs up some blood on the dreadnought's shoulder. Shoot. I told you what you're fighting. Yeah. Val. Alright. Okay, so the rest of you are on the ground. Aaron, Pangea, what are you guys doing? Nothing. It's dark. Benny is healed. You feel Benny's arm slither like get slithered back to his reattach. That's about it. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's gruesome. It's a gruesome sight down here. Vinny was probably at like negative 40 or 50. Not totally dead, but really close. Yeah, he's like at negative 20 or something. So they shot a laser cannon into the roof. He collapsed it on them on purpose so that he could get away from them. Daniel Bromley, I mean. Okay. They it's not a bad idea. They one guy does you like look back through Daniel Bromley's eyes and you see him dragging the guy with the arrow through the leg. All right. So Pangea, you've solidified the barrier. You could do something else if you want to, or you could just kind of wait and hope that if you fake your death here, you could escape quietly later. It is feeling very cold outside for some reason, though. So there's that. No. You just. Yep. You've melded together a bunch of rubble that has fallen on top of you. Aaron, roll for two attacks. You could do a telepathy too. Okay, so nope. He says, well, yeah, Pangea tells you what he just said. What do you want to do? Well, you've already done your action. Do you want to say anything back, I guess? Um, yeah, for that kind of thing, but I think he was trying to see if you could reach out to your teammates. But yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you point in the direction towards the sewer tunnel that the rebels escaped through. All right, and Pangea, are you opening up a tunnel then? Okay, tunnel appears, and you guys have an opening into the sewers. Meanwhile, on the surface, Daybreak, you're up. Yep. Okay. The two robots come up to you, and they electrify you for 60 damage each. So that's 30 and 30 more. They're hidden for 60, so 5 ranks down should be one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remarkable. Yeah, you go to shift 0. Yep. What did you say? Yeah, she attempted it. She failed. She got a white. What? You guys can. No, you don't get 2 attempts. I will. I will say this. This is a feat roll, right? So if you want to, you can spend karma on it. But since I didn't tell Daybreak, well, yeah. If you guys want to spend karma on that to raise that, you can, and you can be free this round. After this round. I believe you both need yellow. I think it's just a yellow. Okay. 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 Autopsy, do you want to send your golem anywhere? Okay. When it grabs the robot, it is electrocuted for 50 points of damage and poof, disappears into. Yeah. Yeah. Nope. Okay. Okay, Valkyrie, you are watching Delilah disappear. This is your last chance if you want to change your decision and go after her, or if not, you could jump down. You see Daybreak getting electrocuted, and Autopsy hiding around the corner. There's also a ton of frozen normal civilians. Yep. Yeah, she's getting electrocuted. 2 robots are like holding onto her, and the electric currents are just going through her body, causing mass electrocution. Correct? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. 43 and so that's not 2 attacks. 43 would only be one. So 73 is one your attack. It shoots down, and as it does, you have loaded like one of Gadgeteer's specially made arrows into it, and it stabs into the thing's chest. Um, and how much damage do you do? No. What's your strength rank? Okay, it stabs into the chest. You see sparks shoot out. It looks up at you and says, "Second target acquired. Enemies of the High Evolutionary shall be eliminated." Okay. Um. Yep. What were you gonna say? Delilah, what do you want to do? You are crested through the clouds already, and you are flying up, quickly weaving through the flying car traffic filled by these beast men, the new men, as you heard them called. and you are going up higher and higher, and then you see a massive like building with a big eye looking thing there, like floating in sort of a like rounded out interior of a skyscraper, and you seem to be headed towards that. I'll pick you up in Columbus, drive you down here. It's true. Columbus is an international airport. It's a 4 hour drive instead of a 2 hour drive. All right. Yeah, think about it. Yeah, you guys keep flying up, and meanwhile, the Pangea and Aaron, you guys leisurely scoop up Benny. You like make a rock bowl, and it's not really a bowl. He's not like slush, right? He's a body now. And you put him into it, and then like slide it along in front of you as you guys walk into the sewers. 15. He's at like -5 now. No, he'll be unconscious for a while. He got really seriously injured here. He lost a lot of endurance rings. Yep. Nope, that is called recovery. It's its own power. All right. So yes, you guys just start to walk down the tunnel. The only direction that you can go is the direction that the rebels escaped in. Sure, if you want to use it on that, yeah. Pangea, you're just kind of like rolling Benny's cot down the sewer. Okay, he is can't he's distracted by something, and you hear his thoughts, and they are thinking, "Oh God, they found us!" And then like he is fighting. He made it a decent way down the sewer in front of you, but they're still in the sewer. You only have one direction, so it's yeah. Your keen detective skills tell you that. Pangea. I mean, Pangea could follow behind you and bring Benny's unconscious body and put him in a coffin. You know, a stone coffin. Yeah. Yeah. But no, but when he starts hitting on it, he has the ability to sense tremors. So okay, so you guys start to run down the tunnel. Meanwhile, on the surface, Daybreak, autopsy, make your rolls. You shatter out of the cold. We'll say that uses one of your actions. That uses one of your two actions. Uh, that's a green, so you would need 40 karma. Okay. Um, they have physically a hold of her, so you can try. Let's do that first before you spend karma. Okay, as you rush in and grab hold of her, uh, you need to make an endurance roll. Yes, as they are electrocuting her. Yeah. Okay. You got a green or higher, right? So yeah, you're good. You hold on despite taking. We're gonna drop it down 2 ranks, so it'll be 45, 90 damage, 45 and 45. I don't think so. I think it just means she takes less damage from stuff. So 45 and 45, and then making a strength roll against the two of them to pull her free. Yeah, because you get your body resistance against each, and then you can do yeah. Okay, make a strength roll. What's your strength? Okay, they as you grab hold of them, their hands are locked on, and they you are unable to pull her free. And you hear some cracking sounds, so you lighten up so that you do not uh, you do not break her in half. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay, so you break free, roll. You see you like flex your muscles, and then there's a shattering sound as the ice breaks off of you. Roll for 2 attacks. Are you going berserk? Yep. There's lots of targets. Okay, so you can't do it. You can berserk still, but you can't attack. If you would like to berserk. Okay, so you start to berserk, and they are holding you, and they electrocute you again. The both of them. And since autopsy is here now, they will roll for multiple attacks. And the second one turns to you, and you see that it's a robotic, head open up, and from it comes a blast of. No, it doesn't. It turns to you, and the visors over its eyes open, and beams of green energy shoot forward at you. I'll send you a picture. 1 second. Roll to dodge. Not you. You take all the damage. You're being held. Yes. Here is the here's the blurry image. Okay, so it shoots at you and strikes your shoulder for 25 points of damage. All right, it burns a little bit, despite everything, uh, as it's a form of energy you've not had much contact with before. Um, no, no, it is not. You've had actually. Oh wait, no, you don't remember having experience with it. It's radiation. You died from this at one point. All right. So, oh yeah, yeah. So, Marie, Valkyrie. Wait. Before we do that, Daybreak. What are you? What? How are you doing health wise after you took 60 more? Okay. So remember too now that you have Iron Will that you can use. So you can put excellent Iron Will. Okay. So you have excellent Iron Will. So you can put 20 points into that of damage that's overflow after your true invulnerability. You put 20 points into that, and it's like a 20-point temporary hit point pool. When it's filled on your turn, you can choose to burn the Iron Will, right? Then it disappears, and you can take you take half of that damage. Yeah. So you took 60. 20 of that can go into Iron Will, so you actually only take 50 overall if you burn it immediately. Okay. Yeah. It's half damage. Anything that goes into the Iron Will is half damage, basically. Yep. All right. Valkyrie. That's it. No, he's noted you as a target, but one of them is shooting at Autopsy. Both of them are holding Daybreak in place and electrocuting her, and the other one seems to be kind of switching between two targets, between the two of you. Also, roll intuition since you're up higher. Uh, her, Valkyrie. Okay, yeah. Okay, continue. Okay. I sent you the. I thought I sent the updated the battle music again. Maybe I didn't. 1 second. I switched for myself. Roll for 2 attacks. 53 on what? What's your? It can be either your fighting or your hyper speed. Okay, so 53 is a green, so you didn't get 2 attacks. You need a 7 more. Oh yeah, your bow is your agility, so. Yep, it's +1 to your agility. So. What's your normal agility? So you'd be fantastic. So 24 is a white still. So as you continue to fire from a distance, arrow after arrow, they fire down, but it turns up and it heat rays. It melts into a slag with its radiation blasts. One of your arrows that flies at it. Okay, Delilah, you are pulling forward. You come across this giant eye. The eye opens up, and you fly into it. And the robot goes, "Command is given," and it raises its hand up in front of your face, Delilah. And then there's a gas that comes out. Roll endurance. What's your endurance rank, James? James? Oh, there you go. You're getting gassed by the robots. What's your endurance rank? Okay. Do you have any secret spells that you want to pull out, or are you about to pass out? Yep. You have no hands, so. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, do it, and then let's hear what Aaron's idea was. All right, so the spell goes off, and now you can make a roll, whereas before it was automatic. Well, that's what he was saying earlier. It says that it does not provide protection from or immunity to an attack, though. All right. So you need at that rank because it's been reduced from 50 to remarkable. You need a yellow. Yeah, it's your choice. It's your choice. Okay. You're gonna have to make a personality roll to fake unconsciousness, or maybe he'll just beat you unconscious now. Oh no! Yeah. So what happened? Yeah, so the thing gasses you, and then it flies in. It lands. The doors open, and it starts to walk down these corridors. And it turns to you as you like it'll open one eye up to like look around, and it looks. Its eyes meet your one eye that's open. You shut it real tight, and then you feel dunk as you get clubbed in the side of the head a couple times, and then you pass out. Alright. So unfortunately, it hits you until you fall unconscious. So you're out um, at one hit point. Well, actually, we'll say you heal your endurance rank by the time you wake up. All right. Uh, there we go, Delilah. You're good for a little bit. Aaron and Pangea, you guys are running down the place, and you see. Before we get a new round, you guys see three more of these robots flying down as they crest through the crowd. Now there's five of them. Autopsy, you look up as you didn't realize they were coming. Marie, there's one right next to you, and you feel an electrical field appear around it, and you get electrocuted for 60 points of damage. Minus your body armor, energy protection. You might be out. Oh, so what's your body resistance? Okay, so yeah, you're out. Do you go, and do you want to make a heroic recovery, or do you just want to pass out? Okay, so you go, electrocute, and then you fall off the side of the building. But you see, but autopsy, you see one of them grab her, like by the one of her arms, and then like yanks on her, and she's like flailing around like a rag doll. As it then shoots back up into the air. As it does, it brings the arm up in front of her, grabs the other arm, and then poof, clamps the wrists together. As now there's only four robots. No, two of them are electrocuting Daybreak, but they can have multiple attacks. So if they have extra attacks, they're going to shoot at you. And two more of them are going to come at you. And there was a third one, but it just took out Valkyrie. This round. This round. Yeah. So Pangea and Aaron, you guys rush in, and as you do, you see that the rebels are fighting against two of these robots, and they're struggling, but they seem to be slowly overcoming them. And they're like, "Come on, get out of here! There'll be more. We have to run." Okay. Okay. So one of them blows up. Actually, wait, Pangea, do you want to do anything? Okay, so you're gonna hold until you see how this goes, and then so they shoot. One of them blows up, and then the force field comes up around you, and then you see the dreadnought come in and goes boom, boom, and throws two massive punches. The force field shakes and even cracks a little bit, but it doesn't go down. They look at you all, and they're like, Daniel. They look at Daniel and Karen, and puts his hand on the bandage guy. Puts his hand on Karen O'Malley. Nods, and gestures. And Karen says, "Okay, whatever, let's go." And they pick up a couple injured people and they start to run. A lot of people are slowed down because there's a large number of injured people right now. And they're trying not to leave anybody behind. Okay. What's your barrier rank? Yeah, it took 2 hits and it didn't break. Okay, Pangea, what do you want to do? You're pretty safe right now. It doesn't seem like you can get through Aaron's barrier. You could pick some people up if you want to make like a rock sled or something. Oh, attack them? Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah, or behind his barrier. That way he could drop his barrier and you guys could run. Okay. So, boom, 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 boom. A massive rock wall appears behind your barrier, Aaron. And next round, you'll have a double protection barrier. But as it's coming up, you see as 2 more of these things drop in. It's falling behind, but we'll come to that. They probably won't make it out of here in time before the barriers go down. Autopsy, daybreak. Yeah, martial arts A. That one's slamming stuns off your fighting, I believe. Okay. Okay, so you're in a full hold right now. So you're being grappled. There isn't really anything you could do because you were stunned. So to do anything other than just a normal attack, you are going to have to break free of the hold. But but that will use an action if you try to. Well, you could hurt it. Yeah, you get one of your elbows out and just like jam into the side of it or something. You know what I mean? Even though you're being crushed in its grip. Okay. It's strength. It's a green. So let's see. First rule is final. Okay, so you break free of the grip of one of the both of them and slip out and then kick away as you step back a little bit. She could. She's not going to be able to do any power stunts. Yep. Well, I guess we'll see how well you roll on the slam roll. Or how well I roll on the slam roll. Okay, make an attack roll. You cannot. It's an opposed attack roll, even though I'm not going to attempt to dodge it. So you can get a green. So spend the karma to get a green. Yep. So 10 karma. Okay, so you rush forward and you boom, slam your fist into it. You're electrocuted for 60 points of damage. As you. Yeah, it's 30. So you can fill your Iron Will. Remember that you can only burn Iron Will on your turn, so you can't actually burn this, right? Um, well, you could. You could burn this, but if you take more, you can't burn it. Does that make sense? Okay. I would burn it. There's no reason to not. You burn it at the end of your. Well, no, you burnt karma already from last turn because we did it last turn. So this your Iron Will is full. You can't burn it. Yeah, that's right. Because you took. Because you took. Yeah. Because you took. Now it's full again. So you take 10 damage, and you have a full Iron Will. Because you burnt it to start, and then you took damage on your turn, so it fills it up again. All right. So how much damage do you do on the punch? Yep. You punch it as hard as you can. You look at the fist, and you look back up at it as you're electrocuted, and it doesn't even dent. Yeah, it's only amazing 50 even after your strength increase from Berserk. Oh, okay. So, yeah, boom, no effect. Autopsy. No way. That'd be crazy. Other than going berserk and being basically a giant inhuman damage sponge. Yes. Yep. Nope. Though you're quite certain it's unlikely they survived it. Likely. All right. Okay. You make a. You can do. Can you do complex shapes or can you just do basic shapes? Okay, roll it. You're good. Okay. Yep. Add another tally. So after this, you just need greens. So from here on out, you just need greens. All right. So you make the shadow net and you boom, shoot forward and you grab them, and that is the end of your turn. You cannot go. If you go full speed, you're gonna kill all these people for sure. You're the unlikely to be able to do that. Because your experience with the robots is that they're quite fast. Not as fast as you, but uh, yeah, because they move in the hundreds of miles per hour, and if you go 300-400 mile per hour with a normal person in a net, they're probably gonna die. Yeah. Okay, so you dip around and try to get out of there. Roll intuition. Oh yeah. Okay, as you round a corner, you immediately rush forward and you see two more of these things drop down in front of you. More reinforcements. Okay. Daybreak, you made your attacks. You are getting attacked. The four of them all come towards you. They're all going to roll for multiple attacks. You are not. You don't flee. You're berserk. Oh no, you're trying to dodge. You just don't. You're not running away. Which. Okay. So nobody got a yellow on all four of them. So two of them come into melee with you and start to throw punches. Okay, roll to dodge, fighting. I was a 92. Yep, the second one. Okay, so on spectacular, those are two yellows. And I got two yellows. So they rush forward and they go boom, swing one punch. You throw up your hands, blocking the blow. It deals 25 damage. So that would be 2 points of damage to you. Okay? And then the second one comes in, throws an uppercut. You get knocked up into the air as you take 2 more points of damage. But then the electrical surge courses through your veins as you take 60 and 60 more. Yep. Okay, and then the two from above look down at you and they fire their they raise one of their hands and flames shoot out. Roll agility. Nice. You duck out of the way and then you jump up into the air and you punch one in the chest. It's sparks fly, but it's mostly the sparks of a hard force hitting a hard force as it flies away from you a little bit, but seems to be uninjured. The second one comes in. Second roll to dodge. And blasts at you with flames as you roll off to the side, dodging the flames that melt the cement below you. Okay. Marie, you start to come to as you are being walked through the eye that I described to Delilah. When you start to shake your head groggily, a hand comes up in front of you and a gas shoots out. And you boom, pass back out. Um, you heal your endurance rank by the time that you and Delilah wake up next to each other in air quote prison. Okay. All right. Um, Aaron and Pangea, what are you guys doing? They're like, we're getting out of here as quickly as we can. Can you hold them longer? There's a lot of injured. I mean, you could also just telekinetically grab a bunch of these guys if you don't have to maintain the force field. I mean, right? Benny is inside. He's like breathing normally now as he's healing up. He's in the positives. He's like 20 now. All right. Um, So Pangea, you get whisked up as with Aaron's amazing strength with his telekinesis. He just scoops up like about half the rebels, all the injured rebels, and you and Benny, and you guys start shooting down the hallway as you fly. Behind you, you hear as there's giant explosions, and Aaron, you can feel your barrier break. Pangea, yours holds for a little bit. Um, on the surface, autopsy. The two of them in front of you rush at you. I should have had him attack last round, but I didn't. Okay. Uh, they close the distance and throw punch. The first one hits you. Boom. 45 damage to the chin. The second one rushes at you. You rolled a 4. Yeah. So the first one, boom, hits you in the chin. The second one lunges at you, but you roll and you jump up into the air, pulling the net up above as it flies past you. 45. Okay. Daybreak, go. Oh, yeah, autopsy, go. Okay, so you're just giving the Shadow Golem a very simple command. Move them away. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you want him to check on them to see if they're dead? Or, well, I guess you'll leave him there to see if you can check on them. Okay. Yeah, your golem takes them away. The things look at it and it says unfamiliar energy source detected. Mutant. The head turns back and says mutant detected. Updating database. It used to be more than just organs, but he got he got super cosmetic surgery by Futin at one point, I believe. The Silver Surfer, that's it. Yeah, healed up all of his horrible scarring. Okay, I think you were like Frankenstein patchy. Um, okay, Daybreak, go. They're in pursuit. Autopsy, by the way. I need you to make a reason roll on your feeble reason. It could happen. Yeah, you don't realize that your punches are not doing anything. No, two of them are right in front of you. Okay. Uh, 54 on spectacular. So that's a yellow. You got two attacks. I don't see you roll anywhere else. Yeah. I don't have another roll from you since you got attacked last. So green or yellow, you got two attacks. Go. Okay, so the first one you punch forward, and it hits. You get electrocuted for 30 points of damage, but you're so angry you don't even care. As it stumbles backwards from the force of the blow, you follow it up with another punch that hits it in the face. You see the faceplate crack underneath the impact. As it does crack it, make a reason roll again, and we'll see if you change your tactics. Yeah, because I didn't do good. And but at this point, you're like, you're really angry. And you notice your punches are not really making much of effect. After taking 60 more. Okay. Oh, did you burn your iron will and refill it? Okay, you're like, and you grab it, and you're like, boom, 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 punch it, and the electrical energy courses through your body. You're like, and you keep punching, punching, and then slowly your punches get weaker and weaker and weaker, and the cracked faceplate robot just goes and watches you as you collapses to the ground. And at that, they look at you and they say, object, uh, target, unconscious, sending confirmation of elimination to uh, the High Evolutionary. Do you want to make a heroic recovery? Okay, so you stay unconscious, and the um, thing raises its hand to just blast you and end you. And instead, there's like report incoming. High Evolutionary wishes to uh, take specimen in, and then it slaps cuffs on you, and they fly up into up to the city. All right, the rebels escape, and when you wake up, Daybreak, you've healed your endurance in prison next to the other girls. All right, autopsy. You are, yeah, you can outrun this guy, no problem. Do you want to escape? Daybreak's communicator is out. Benny, Pangea, and you are the only two with communicators left. Autopsy. And when you check on it, on the people with with the golem, make a roll. Just make a roll. High is good, low is bad. Yeah, that's not really gonna make a big difference. They got flash frozen. We'll see if they heal comic book like Saturday morning cartoon style, or if they're dead like real world. So. Okay, autopsy. You see them thaw out. You produce some first aid through your golem, and they look like they'll be okay. You saved their lives. Yep. Yep. Okay. They look over the weird shadow creature in front of them, and they're like, ah. Eh. Okay. The rest of you are on the run for the next hour at least, so you don't heal any. Um, you notice that you are being tracked, and the rebels are talking to you, Aaron and Pangea, and um, uh, he's the High Evolutionary's agents are being a lot more aggressive than normal. I'm not sure what's going on. As you see more dreadnoughts come in, and then autopsy. At one point, you are chased and nearly caught by the Knights of Wundagore, Lord Tiger,
Oh yeah.
Lady Vermin, Sir Ram, and Lady Ursula, who James knows. James himself, not Delilah. Yes, you're barely able to out. Their things are as fast as you, but you corner a lot better, and you barely outrun them. Okay. So meanwhile, Delilah, Daybreak, you guys wake up. And Valkyrie like strapped to like a table, and there is a ram-headed man over top of you with like some sort of saw blade thing, kind of thing going on, and then and there's a bunch of machines, and it's you seem to be in some sort of laboratory. You woke up right before the dissection. We'll come back in a second. Short break. Okay, I'm back. Who's here at the moment? Nice. Nice. Oh, hey, Alex. You and Carnaxa made it all the way to the finals. Carnaxa was one of the final three potential winners of the Sorcerer Supreme contest. We let Jimmy roll to see who the winner would be, and Doctor Doom won. Doctor Doom is the Sorcerer Supreme. He stopped Jordan from killing everybody, right? Right, Jordan? You know, I was just saying, right? Like he stopped you from murdering everybody. Oh, okay. We're just going to conveniently forget about that dark episode in your life now? Yeah. We're just going to forget. We're just going to forget about that time you became Chthon and tried to murder everybody? Yeah. Yeah. What were you going to say, James? Yeah, and all of the other adventures we've had with Doctor Doom have been at CritCon. So you were there. Because the time you guys got trapped in Little Town because of Doctor Doom, and you had to live out your little lives as normal people in the miniaturized society that he uploaded you to, and then Aaron wiped all your memories of his secret identity, and then the time travel one, yeah, after that, which got blanked out too. So yeah, you invaded Latveria. Yeah, and then there was also the time where you guys got mind controlled by the Purple Man, right? And it was you guys lost at CritCon, right? And it was Doctor Doom had taken over the world using the Purple Man, and then he yeah, and then he gave it up because he thought it was almost cheating. It wasn't a challenging enough of a victory to be worthwhile for Doctor Doom. Yeah, good times. All right, so yeah, and James, you missed almost all of those except for the one that got wiped from your memory because it was an alternate timeline. All right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, one of those was entirely because you dropped those pamphlets. That was good times. Good times. Good times. All right. So, Delilah, uh, Daybreak, and Valkyrie, the three who are still left alive. You are about to be dissected. The lucky lady who is about to be cut open first is Daybreak. I rolled a D3. I rolled a D3, Rebecca. Two. It was it was in the order I said them. Delilah, Daybreak, Valkyrie. Okay, so you're about to be cut open when the you see a picture of the High Evolutionary, his familiar and totally unfamiliar, but mostly nondescript face appearing before you all. Um, he looks like a normal older man. He's got a thick beard and is wearing like a purple suit. He's let me get a picture. Let's see. No, he's a normal human. We're just gonna stick. We're gonna go all in on this. I was gonna use his real picture, but screw that. There we go. That's what he looks like. Yeah. So he looks at him and says, "Stop. These specimens are not for this. I wish to speak with them. Step out." And he says, "Yes, my lord. I shall do as you wish. I apologize. I was just eager to look at their insides. They seem to be quite capable for humans. It's like, they are not from here. Sir I shall take care of this." And he departs. You guys are in this room. You're strapped to these tables. And there are about 10 of those robots in here with you. Daybreak, you flex your mighty muscles against the bonds. They do not move. Valkyrie is the same. She has. I know. You're still super strong. Oh, okay. I can only lift a ton over my head. Oh, okay. 60? Alright, so anyways, Valkyrie has no luck either, even though she can lift 10 times the amount Daybreak can. Um, and the High Evolutionary says, "It is no use. These bonds are inescapable, and even if you were to break free from them, I can have you incinerated in moments. Now, cease your pointless resistance and listen to your one hope of salvation." Do you have anything you'd like to say? I have. You are Asgardians and some human able to manipulate the energies that lesser beings call magic. As he looks at the two of you, thinking that Daybreak is an Asgardian. You know, and he says, "Now I have sensed within you," as he points at Daybreak, "a powerful energy, an energy that I had once studied after a conflict with the one you know as Hell. Valkyrie looks shocked and Delilah, roll mystic lore kind of origin. And Daybreak, if you have Asgardian information, roll it. Yeah. I will give you that. If you want to spend the karma on that talent, I'll give it to you, like Asgardian mythology, Norse mythology, for 200 if you want to buy it later. Okay. Yeah, sure. What'd you get? Green? Hel is the lord of the dead in Asgardian mythology. Sometimes called Hela. Yeah. So he directs his gaze towards you, Daybreak. I seek to extract those energies from you. If so, I will allow you. And he looks at Delilah. If you will aid me in this task, then I shall allow you two to leave with your lives, and shall send you directly back to your ship. He doesn't really care what you have to say. He's really just looking at Delilah because he actually doesn't need your assistance. All he needs is Delilah's assistance. Then I will kill the spare first, and you see the laser guns appear, and they all aim at Valkyrie. What did you say? Oh, me and my companions came to this world to speak to you. Yes. He says, no one may speak to the High Evolutionary. I came to this planet to be away from the destructive nature and uh, the scorn of other humans. And I found it here. I had hoped these humans on this earth would be different when I created it, but it was not to be. It is the nature of humans, and therefore I do not allow them on my planet. All right. So he's going to blow up Valkyrie in a second, and you guys think about what you want to do. And we'll switch back over to Autopsy, Aaron, and Pangea. Yeah, you might want to. I don't know. We'll pass that along to Marie. She'll have a freebie if she dies here. There could be. She's Asgardian. Everybody gets one revival. She might want to make a spare for a little while or something. We'll figure it out. Actually, none of that group has died, so if you all die, maybe there'll be a chance for you to come back. Yeah, it could be a little while. So, okay. You guys are on the run. You've hit another safe house, and you're holed up there. You've contacted Autopsy. He is landed there and came in through the back entrance as you were under bombardment by the High Evolutionaries. You're at the outskirts of New York now, and this place is heavily fortified. And he's like, "Oh my God, you really must be off-worlders," says Daniel. He looks at you like, "What is that supposed to mean?" I think we call this one Earth. So, okay. So, anyways, he's you've riled up the. Yeah. The the intensity of the fighting is pretty low. There's a little bit of energy injuries, and you guys are getting in the fights, and it's enough to keep you tired. But the high evolutionary is keeping pressure on you and keeping you locked into position. You're not, but he doesn't seem to be trying to overwhelm you with his forces. You don't know if he has only a limited number of robots or what. Okay. They will. They've been hit pretty hard. You guys have fallen back quite a bit. So we'll make this a roll. Just roll, Aaron. They say, no, this is our last base. We have been on the run for a while, but he's slowly been taking down our locations, and he took out the one that we stopped at before this, and now we've come to our final spot. We only had three left at the time of the sewers. The High Evolutionary doesn't negotiate. I just want to get out. I just want to get everybody out of here. We've been fighting long and hard, and well, we're willing to keep fighting. It's just I don't want to see everybody die today. How bad is Pangea? How bad are you, Alex? Okay, autopsy. How bad are you? So you took 55, 60, or something like that. Yeah. No, I'm just saying you have like what 60, 55 in your iron will. Okay. No, that's not what we're fighting for. Fighting for freedom and for all of the people we know and love here. That way they don't. That way they have equal rights and they're not cut down whenever it inconveniences the high evolutionaries or a new man. Mm. Yeah, there's a couple places outside of the town. The high evolutionaries' forces are a lot sparser out there. Pangea coughs. She's here all the time, man. Alex, how bad are you hurt? Man, what's going on? Well, I can't hear him. I don't know. He's. I don't think he is. Yeah. Okay. Okay, they're real badly off, so you probably saved 2 lives. Remember that for when you get karma at the end. Hey, there you go. How bad are you? Wait a second, Alex. How much are you at? No, you're good. And Aaron? No. So everybody who's healthy is in one group, and everybody who's on death's door is in the other. Oh, Benny's fully healed. He's just sleeping very peacefully. He yeah, yeah, you did. But he does wake up probably around this time because his endurance is quite low though right now. I'd say it's probably typical. Okay, so you guys start deploying first aid. He gives you Daniel Bromley gives you some locations. Git Hoskins comes up to you and he unwraps one of his bandages and like it cuts it, but the bandages are controlled by him himself. And as it does, part of it gets cut off, and then a map he draws a map on it and gives you a location. Aaron, autopsy. Since you talk to him and you kind of look at him when you say that, you notice there is nothing inside the bandages. Yeah, maybe he's invisible. Yeah. Okay. Boom. You guys teleport out of town and start digging a hole. All right, that'll be done in I don't know, couple minutes. You guys hold off there. You're under a little bit more stress. We'll say autopsy. You take 10 damage in the fighting, kind of leading the charge, But none of the rebels are killed or injured, significantly injured by it. You're probably operating around 25 to 30 of the rebels are injured, seriously injured, or decently injured. At this point, out of the 75, I'd say. I said 50 to 100, but the real count now is 78. 75 plus the 3 leaders. All right, so um, meanwhile, while that fight is going on and they're digging the base, you guys are now. We come back to Daybreak, Delilah, and Valkyrie. And High Evolutionary says, now that you know why, now that I have made myself clear in my position of in non-communication, that you broke by entering my domain, despite the warnings given to you, and despite the warnings I am certain that your Reed Richards gave to you. I recognize his craftsmanship when I see it. You have still interfered and landed upon my planet. Now, give me your answer. And the lasers charge up. He looks he says, and you have known you will do this despite your comrades' insistence otherwise? like 5 times. Valkyrie's just looking around like, oh man, I'm gonna die, aren't I? I can annihilate at least two of you with it before I lose the chance of getting these. What I wish. And he goes, and then you feel a probe into your mind, Delilah. It's impossible to resist. The power is so strong it shatters your psyche. For a second, you fall, you like pass out. You see Delilah's eyes roll back into your mind, and Delilah, I'm gonna message you because he's mind probing you. Just tell me what your thoughts, what your plan is right now. You just message me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't worry about that. We'll get to that though too. Message me. Let message me. Okay. Uh, can't talk about it. All right. So for a second, a number of eyes appear all over Delilah's face, and then tentacles shoot out of her body. And one reaches over and grabs hold of Daybreak, and then crushes it for her free, and then like pulls her up into the air like it's gonna split her in half. And then it stops and it drops her. Daybreak, you hit the ground for a second, and you're free as you look around, and then Delilah comes back to normal and she shakes her head. And the High Evolutionary turns to look at you and says, "Think wisely about what you are about to do, or I do not need all of your limbs intact." It is nothing. I. It is but curiosity. What does any of those mean to me? Though I am the High Evolutionary, and I am beyond all of those things. An American way. make a psyche roll. Uh, Daybreak kind of is in the middle of her speech, and she just starts to drool as she slumps down to the ground, and then stands up, turns back around as one of the robots roll uh, another table in, and then she lays down on top of it quietly, and they strap her back down. All right. So, Delilah, your things come free, and you hear in your mind, uh, think carefully about what you do. And a bunch of machinery comes in, and you see a figure in his purple clothes walk into the room as well. It's the High Evolutionary himself. And he gestures, and a bunch of machinery comes in, and then there is a little stone put in. At this point, he releases his mind control on you, Daybreak, and you look over and you recognize the stone as something very similar to what you've seen before, and you remember where. Yes, the Norn. It looks exactly like a Norn stone. Yes, he's bringing it over here. Yeah. Uh, Unless you have some ideas, I mean, you could still do things like you don't have. There's nobody mind controlling you. You don't have anything. You can't move. I will say that much. That's yeah, I'll let you gateway make a yeah, we'll make yeah, I think you can do a gateway while they're setting up the machines. Delilah, you're released and you start to come over. And he has a like mind link to you. He's speaking, telling you what he needs you to do. He wants you to channel the magical energies as they are released from her body. Um, he tells you that there is another way to do this that involves the destruction of the physical shell, but it could lose a significant fraction of the energy here. You can. It'll just be you in Iceland. You can't. Well, you could go to Counter Earth Iceland. Okay. Yeah, you can't. Your distance is not great enough. So Daybreak is going to push it as hard as she can, and spends karma to get this. Um, and you start to notice, Delilah, a gateway appear underneath of her. It takes the normal amount of time, but she is kind of power stunning a gateway that is not. And this can't be a power stunt you ever get permanently. It's always going to require red here, but a power stunt of a gateway. It's a gateway that appears underneath of her. that which she could do. She can put a gateway anywhere she wants normally, but it's a gateway that's without her using her hands or doing everything as normal. But the energy he starts up the machine. What do you want to do, Delilah? Okay, make a psyche roll. If this happens, you know he probably will just kill you and Valkyrie. You're gonna have to, you're gonna have at least a yellow. Okay, you spin the karma and protect Daybreak's secret. Her solo escape route is done, and as the you look down, a burst of light energy starts to erupt from Daybreak. It's painful as it comes from your body, and she starts to shine. And then the energy directs forward, and there's a bunch of like tubes and stuff that has been connected to her body, and shapes over, and you're kind of gesturing and moving the things around as he tells you what to do. And as you kind of shape it back around, it starts to funnel into the Norn zone. Boof! The big gateway appears underneath of her, and the whole table drops down. And you are frozen there, Delilah. And as he looks down at it and sees the Daybreak has disappeared, Daybreak, you shut it. You shut it. And as you do, you see a giant blast of light, and Delilah's hat flutters down uh, into the gateway before it closes. Meanwhile, Delilah and Valkyrie are killed. Yeah, they're dead. So, because they were gonna, he made the deal of letting them go if they gave her M Daybreak's powers, and they, yeah. So there you go. Daybreak, you're in Iceland. Delilah, you and Valkyrie are in Valhalla. We'll come back to that. We'll see what they want to do. We'll see what we do about that later. Okay. All right. Um. Yeah. How about we call it for the day there, and I'll give out karma. Okay. 150 each, and Delilah will give you another 100 for for an for making the call. I mean, you knew what you were getting into, and you still did it. And then, yeah. Uh, actually, let's make that another. Let's make that 200. So we'll give you another 100 on top of that. Um, Aaron, and you get a 100 on top of yours too, because of the two rescues. So you get two. Aaron gets 250. Delilah gets 350. Everybody else gets 150. Yep. And then let me. Why can't I find my mouse? No. Yeah, he does. Um, let's. What's I'm trying to do? Oh yeah. Where is this?